Hello everybody and welcome to Warlords of Sigrdrifa. Or Drifa. What is it? I don't know. It's Drifa, right? Sigurdrifa. No Frida. I don't know how it's pronounced. I forget. I can't read letters. The important thing here is it's episode 2. It's an anime review. Already, it's way too cheery. Like, I think it's way cheerier than any of us were expecting. Maybe it's going to go wrong. The thing at the end with Odin implied that maybe there might be a turning point. 3-episode rule. It's episode 3 next week. Something bad could happen. Like it could happen. Like I'm not saying it will happen, but it could. And that's a scary thought, scary good thought. Or we could be getting our hopes up for nothing. Who knows? I'm enjoying this regardless. I kind of like the more light-hearted tones of things as well. I feel like I could watch pretty much anything and enjoy it. So, yeah, let's get into it. This basically went the way I thought it would go with like, oh, it's a new incident every episode. Sort of how I expected it to go, at least for the first few episodes, you know, at least. Anyway, though, let's get into the episode, see how everything went down, and do this thing. We begin with everybody passed out after the party of last night. It was a pretty impressive party. Everyone is out of it. Would have nice to see some. Well, we do see some snapshots a little bit later on. Words are hard. Claudia is cleaning her sword. Her dad told her all about Japan, how it was a great country. It's basically an advert for Japan. They really talk it up. They're like, oh, the men are strong and brave like samurai, and the women are striving to be ideal. It's like, bruh, I'm a weeb too. You don't need to try and convince me of this. What are you doing? You know, it felt very like, I guess we'll go with patriotic, and that's hardly a bad thing, but a bit paper thin, IMO, just if I'm being honest. People at this base, though, are nothing like her dad said. Claudia's things like, no, they're just all over the place. Look at them passed out again. Here they are. Miko shows up where she's polishing the sword and is like, let's do a get together. Let's get to know each other better. Let's have fun. Let's have a chit chat and other good talking things for us in the Valkyrie squad. She asks about the sword, and you know that leads to talking about her dad, and the fact that they brought it up, I feel like her dad is going to be relevant somehow, especially considering the thing at the end, which we'll get to. Miko is happy that he liked Japan and everything, her dad, so that's nice. Valkyrie squad only meeting, no boys allowed, I guess. Claudia has to go get Sono. Sono is chilling by this nice sunflower garden. I was like, damn, those are some good sunflowers. Good job growing them. It's because everybody worked together. Everything seems a little too perfect at the moment, I'm going to be honest. Like, maybe it's, again, I said last week, maybe it's the fact that it's written by the same person who wrote ReZero, but I'm really not expecting the good times to last. So I'm really curious to see where this is going. They also talk about the craziness of last night. There was like a squad that were doing a band, but all three of them were singers. There was a magic trick from the like navigator girls. There was probably some other stuff too that I can't remember, but it was absolutely insane and wild. So that's a god. That would have been a weird thing to see. They get to their table. They have their own section of the dining area just for themselves, I guess. And Azu is basically dying at the table. I guess she has a hangover, or maybe she's just really tired. She definitely looked like she had a hangover though. They do introductions. Miko has way too much energy, just way too much. I don't have much to add. Like, as someone who, when they're tired, is just dead. Like, I'm more of an Azu when I'm tired. And Miko is too much energy. Some people are like that. Some people have a lot of energy when they're tired. Actually, now that I've said that, I sort of flip between. Like, sometimes I'm an Azu, sometimes I'm a Miko. Who can say what you are, though? Azu modified her plane because she's a genius and she wants to modify everyone's, but because it's not 100% stable and safe, no one's going to let her. And I think that's a smart plan. If it can blow up, don't let her do it. That's what I'm thinking. Sono is the youngest ace. She's like, oh, I'm nothing special, and everyone else is just like, you're great, Sono. Cheer up. Be nice about yourself. Like, all the crew members just listening in on their conversation while they're eating their fried onions. I don't know what they're having. I don't know why I went for fried onions. Claudia is about to go all out on her introduction like everyone else did. She's like, all right, let's do this. She strikes a pose. However, before she can get very far, the alarm goes off emergency mission. Everybody leaves, and then she's like, as if I could do something so embarrassing. I was like, well, you were about to, girl. You got saved by the alarm, so you're lucky. Before heading to the control tower, Miko encourages the scouts. They just all like, they want the favors from Miko. Hey, Dojin artists, there you go. There's your easy right there. Check the feed in the war room. Basically, there's a pillar. It's affecting nearby civilians. We gotta do something about it. Something, though, cuts off the communication with the scouts. Is a massive barrier goes out. Presumably, the scouts die. Rip scouts. You're not gonna get your breakfast cooked by Miko. Your waifu cooked breakfast. That's a damn shame, guys. Valkyrie denied going in without a plan. It's like, I'm not going to send you just to die. And I'm like, Commander Guy, you got the right idea. And Miko's like, but everyone's important. And it's like, no, yeah, it's like, yeah, everyone's important, but you're very important, you know. They'd be screwed. If there were none of you, though, everyone would die. So, save the most amount of people. It's a heartless way of looking at it, but that's why he's the commander, you know. They have about 3,600 seconds, and I'm not going to do the math to figure out how many minutes or hours that is. So you can do it in the comments. Tell me how many minutes or hours 3,600 seconds is, because, I mean, I could do it, but I don't want to. Need to get inside the barrier. Claudia spots a tourist trap, and then Azu is like, we could use that, I've got a plan. Then the takeoff sequence initiates. We have the Shield Squadron, and then we have the Valkyrie Squad as well. So, what the plan is, they're going to fly through like an underwater tunnel, or a tunnel that can get them into the barrier, basically. Which is a good plan. It is known as the Sneaky Eel plan. I'll give you 3 guesses as to who guessed that. You only need 1. Shield Squad are like a diversion. They're holding it off the barrier up top, while the 4 of them head through the tunnel. Good plan. There are little turrets from the pillar in the tunnel as well, so they're like going through. It's pretty cool. The animation is top. Like, even if you're not a fan of like the plot and stuff, I think that the animation of the planes and everything is really, really good. That's something I'm definitely noticed. It makes a smaller barrier. They get inside, the barrier goes down. It makes a smaller barrier, which is just like a wall around it, like a hexagonal wall. The top is exposed though. Why would you not put a top on? So it's death from above, basically, on this thing. Eventually, it starts steaming after they think they've won. Miko almost gets incinerated, which that would have been bad. What happened after that? I've forgotten. Sono, she had coolant bombs, so she froze the thing to stop the steam, stop the heat, because the heat was rejecting the bullets or whatever. They froze it, and then they blew it up. Miko busts open the shell, I guess, so Claudia can nail the final hit. And then when she shoots, a little touch I liked, she did her intro. She's like, my name is Claudia whatever, and I'm happy to be working with you all. Something so simple like that, very nice. They blow up the pillar. Happy days. Everyone survived, except the scouts. They might have died. I'm not too sure though. But I don't know their names. Do you? No, me neither. Now let's move on. Back at base, Claudia thinks, despite the fact that everybody is a weirdo in this base, she thinks she'll get on with them all just fine. Because believe it or not, Claudia, you're one of the weirdos now. Ain't that great? Everyone's going to get along. Nice, happy days. Nothing crazy happened. Except, no, there was a post-credit scene, wasn't there? Post-credit scenes all over the place all the time. So Odin, he's watching them, basically, on the feed. Turns out that Claudia is actually his daughter. Like, I was going to say, oh, there, she looks like her, but I didn't think she was actually going to be her. No, she's actually Odin's daughter, which begs the question, who was her dad from earlier? Was he an adopted dad? Was that Odin in disguise? Who knows? I certainly do not, that is for sure. However, he says, Odin, you can have fun until the twilight comes, which I kind of think that means things are going to go bad, you know? I think that means things are going to go really bad. It could just be like me, again, looking way too far into this, but I think that's a warning right there that, hey, we're going to get dark, and I'd like it to get dark. I could see this being one of them, like, psych shows where it's like, oh, everything's sort of happy, it's cute girls do planes, and then, you know, one's going to get pierced through the eye or something. Could definitely see that happening, but it could also just stick with being a, you know, relatively cheerful show. Despite the fact that all the crazy stuff's going on, the world is getting attacked by alien creatures, it's fairly cheerful, all things considered. It's very bright and colourful. But let's just see, what was my favourite part of the episode? Because it could be anything. Who knows? I mean, I do, because I wrote it down. But who knows? So my favourite part has got nothing to do with the plane. I said the animation was good. The plan was pretty solid too. Sort of ruined to me by the fact that the dude couldn't put a flipping lid on his second shield. I was like, come on, why you gotta be doing that? That's a bit silly. So instead, my favourite thing is Claudia being very un-Claudia-like and going all out on her intro, or about to go all out on her intro. She had a pose. I don't even know what the pose was. She looked like Hulk Hogan or something. But it was quite funny. I thought it was quite funny. And I also considered maybe the post-credit scene, because that was mental. Didn't think that he would be her actual dad, but it's exciting. It's exciting to see what's happening next. This show for me is definitely one of the more understated this season. It's not something I'm especially excited for every week, but whenever I sit down and watch it, I have a good time. So I'm not having too many problems with it. I am just curious to see if they keep this tone up or if we're being baited here, because I could see it going either way, and I'm not too sure. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff. For more reviews, that would help me out a lot. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care, and bye guys.